Hey, stop. Before you update that resume one more time, before you click apply on that job, the one that you maybe don't even really want, I want to ask you something. What if going back to corporate, back to the politics, the performance reviews, the meetings about meetings, what if that's actually the wrong direction? What if everything that those years taught you, and I mean the skills and every hard lesson, every project that you ran, every problem that you solved, every person that you helped, what if all of that was meant to be used differently? Here's what I know. There are over 9 million Americans, exactly like you, who figured something out. They're not retired. They're not just sitting on the sidelines, and they're definitely not endlessly refreshing their LinkedIn. And they found what I would call an encore career. And today, in this episode, that's what we're going to walk through, what it looks like, what it is, who it's for, and how you can make that move. No matter where you are in your career, no matter what level that you held. This is for the VP and the coordinator, the manager and the specialist, the executive and the person who made that executive look good for many years. So stay with me. This one might actually change everything for you, at least the way you think. Let me start with something that I know that you already feel. Whether you were a VP, a project coordinator, a senior analyst, an HR generalist, a customer service lead, a department administrator, if you're watching this channel, something happened. The job ended. And not because you weren't good at it, not because you didn't have value, but because of age, because of bias, because of a system that treats experience as a liability, not what it actually is, a superpower. We've covered that. That's what this channel is all about. But here's what I want to talk about today. Most people in your situation, they ask the wrong question. They ask, how do I get back in? And I get it. The bills are real. The pressure is real. The fear of running out of time is absolutely real. I felt that. But I want you to sit with a different question, just for today. What do I actually want to do with everything that I know? Because here's the thing. This might be the first time in your life, the literal first time that you have three things all at once. The experience, the wisdom, and maybe for the first time ever, the freedom. The freedom to choose work not because of the salary first, not because of the title first, but because of what it actually means. And that's important deep down. And here's another one of my irony alerts. I love irony. After decades of climbing someone else's ladder, whether that was in a Fortune 500 or mid-sized company, many people, they hit 50, 55, 60, 62, and they realize that they've been optimizing for a version of success that they inherited, not actually for the one that they chose. So this is actually an opening. This might be the first real moment where you get to ask, what would I do if I designed work from scratch? That question, that's the one that we're going to be answering today. So let's get specific. An Encore career, it's a second career that combines continued work with deep personal meaning. It often looks very different from your first career. The key word, and this is the word that I want you to hold on to for the rest of this episode, is purpose. Now, let me be clear about what an Encore career is not. It is not volunteering. It is not semi-retirement. It is not settling. It is not a consolation prize. This is real work with real impact and often, frankly, with real income. Now, let me be honest with you. It might pay differently than in your peak earning years. It might, and probably it does. But here's what research actually shows. People who pursue purpose-driven work in their second career, they report higher life satisfaction. And this is the part that gets me every single time. They live longer. This is real neuroscience here. Purpose-driven work, it protects the brain. This is not feel-good advice. This is medicine. It's medicine that delivers a paycheck. Now, here's the part that trips most people up when they think about this sector. They think, oh, but I was just a coordinator. I was an HR admin, not a director. I was in customer service, not in the C-suite. I never had a fancy title. What do I possibly have to offer to these places? Everything. You have everything to offer. Think about what you actually know how to do. How to talk to people, how to manage a project, how to navigate a difficult workplace, how to solve a problem with limited resources, how to calm a room when things go sideways, and how to show up every day, even when it's hard. The nonprofit world, healthcare, education, social services, environmental work. These sectors are hungry for people who know how to get things done at every level, not just the executives. The coordinators, the administrators, the data people, the communicators, the ones who kept everything running while someone else took their credit. That is what's needed there, and that matters. Let me take a super quick pause here and say that if this series is connecting with you, then please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. We're right now deep into a series on alternatives to working in the corporate world, and you don't want to miss any of what comes next. Now let's talk about the 5 most powerful Encore career paths that are available for experienced professionals at every level of the organization. Let's go. 5 paths, real roles, real entry points. And I want you to hear this closely. No matter where you sat on the organizational chart in the past, there is a door for you in every one of these roles. Let's walk through them. Path 1, nonprofit work. The nonprofit sector is enormous, and it's starving for people who know how to actually get things done. Now, let me talk about the full range here, because this is not just for executives. If you were a VP or a director, there are definitely executive directors, COOs, and program director roles that need exactly what you've built over the course of your career. But if you were a project manager, a nonprofit needs somebody running programs. If you were an administrator or an office manager, every nonprofit has operations function that falls apart without somebody like you. And if you were in HR, they need volunteer coordination, they need staff management and people operations. This is yours. If you were a writer, a communicator, or a marketer, there's grant writing, donor communications, community outreach. Again, this is yours. If you were in finance or accounting, there's budget management and financial reporting, fund stewardship. This is yours. And here's another irony alert. The profit world is full of people that are extraordinary at their mission, yet they are completely overwhelmed by the actual operations. That's your lane, whatever your lane was in the past. There's a matching lane here somewhere for you. Entry points to know: you have Encore.org, you have Idealist.org, and then there's also LinkedIn's social impact filter that you can use. And one move that works at every level: volunteer first. Even 10 hours a month with an organization in your area. It puts you inside of the network. And networks is how these jobs actually get filled. Get to know the people that are behind the job application. Path 2, education. And when I say education, I'm not just talking about becoming a K through 12 teacher following a 2-year certification program. There are far more entry points than that. Think about what you actually know. You have subject matter expertise that took decades to build. Someone out there needs to learn exactly what you know, right? So here's the full range. If you have deep expertise in your field, finance, HR, operations, marketing, IT, compliance, logistics, community colleges, they're always looking to hire adjunct professors in these roles. There's no PhD required, just the expertise and the ability to teach. But if you want something more accessible right now, there are adult literacy programs, there are workforce development centers, there are job readiness coaching centers, there's tutoring in person or online. And then there are mentorship programs that are available through libraries or community centers. And here's one that most people probably overlook. If you were in any kind of a people role, manager, supervisor, team lead, HR coordinator, customer service trainer, you were already a teacher. Every time you onboarded a new person, every time you coached someone through a hard situation, every time that you explained the process to someone who was struggling, that instinct of yours, that's not just a personality trait, that's the sign of a teacher. The entry points to this? Well, there's the local community college, there's community continuing education, workforce division, workforce development centers, AmeriCorps has education programs. There are a number of different paths that you can take. Let's go on to path 3. Environmental and sustainability work. This sector is exploding right now. It's driven by climate urgency, ESG requirements, and a generation of advocates who are passionate, but they drown in their own operational complexity. And once again, this is not just for senior leaders. Think about the full picture. If you had compliance or regulatory experience, environmental agencies, green businesses, and conservation organizations, they need you. If you were in supply chain, logistics, operations, corporate sustainability teams are hiring people who understand how operations actually works. If you were a marketer, a communicator, a writer, environmental advocacy organizations, they need voices that can translate their mission into messages for donors, for policymakers, and for the public. If you were an administrator or a coordinator, land trusts, local and environmental nonprofits, they run on coordinators and office managers. Here's the thing. A lot of environmental organizations are led by scientists and advocates who have never managed a budget or run an office or handled a difficult personnel situation. But you have. That is not a small thing. That is your superpower in this world. What are the entry points? There's the Environmental Defense Fund's Climate Corps, the Nature Conservancy. There are local land trusts. You can search locally in the county or the state. Many of them hire contractors, not just civil servants. There's idealist.org, where you can put in the keyword environment. Then we have path 4, healthcare support. And let me be really clear here. You don't have to have a medical degree for this path. Not even close. The healthcare system is one of the largest employers in the US and in other countries. And the vast majority of the roles are non-clinical. Think about how this looks at all levels. If you have an administrative experience, hospital systems, clinics, health networks, they need people who can manage offices, coordinate appointments, communicate clearly with patients and families. If you were a communicator, an educator, or a trainer, patient education, health coaching with certification, and community health outreach are opportunities. And here's one that I find deeply meaningful: patient advocacy. If you have ever had to navigate the healthcare system for someone that you love, a parent, a spouse, a child, and you fought for them, you pushed back on the system, you asked the hard questions, and you won, you already know how to do that job. Patient advocates help people navigate a system that's overwhelming and confusing by design. They're fierce, they're informed, they're exactly what a frightened family needs to have in the room. And that lived experience of caregiving, of advocating, that is the credential. Where are the entry points for this? The BCPA, the Board Certified Patient Advocate credential, recognized nationally. You have home health agencies, you have hospice organizations. They're always looking for compassionate support staff. Many of these jobs, they can be found on the usual job boards like Indeed and LinkedIn. Take a look. And lastly, there's path 5, social services and community work. And this one, I want you to sit with this one for just a moment, because this is a path that surprises people perhaps the most. Social services is broader than most people can imagine. There's workforce development programs. There is housing advocacy. There are food security organizations, senior services, community organization, youth programs, financial literacy coaching. And what do all of these organizations have in common? They're full of mission, and they're chronically short on people who know how to operate. Think about the roles at every level. If you managed people or programs, there are program manager, team lead, case coordination. If you were in HR or training, there's workforce coach, job readiness trainer, employment counselor. If you were in finance or accounting, there's financial literacy educator, budget coordinator. If you were in communications or marketing, there is community outreach, community communication, fundraising communications. And if you were in any administrative or support role, every single one of these organizations needs someone who can keep the lights on, process the paperwork, organize the volunteers, answer the calls, handle the logistics that nobody else wants to touch. That's not invisible work. That work is the backbone of the mission. It's our time to rise. It's not a slogan. The communities that need the help the most nowadays are the ones that need your experience the most. Where are the entry points. There's AmeriCorps Vista. They have a specific 50 plus track. United Way. There are community foundations. You can search within your county or your state. And then there's, of course, local government workforce development officers, which can point you in the right direction as well. Okay. One of those 5 paths, maybe more than one, it lit something up inside of you, right? Good, good. Now, let's talk about how you actually make the move. There are 4 concrete steps in order. Step 1, shadow before you leap. Before you commit to any path, volunteer. Give them 60 or 90 days to one of the organizations in that space that you're exploring. Even 5 or 10 hours a month. You will know within a very short time whether that environment is for you. And you will, and this is the part that people continuously underestimate, you will be inside of the network. Networks are how these jobs get filled, not job boards. You might find the job there, but networks are how you get in there. Step 2, reposition your LinkedIn. Your headline right now probably reflects where you've been, but I want you to change that to reflect where you're going. We have a full episode on LinkedIn strategy. I'm putting that link here and down below so that you can find it and get yourself ready. The principle is really simple. If you're moving toward nonprofit work, your headline should signal mission alignment, not your old job title. If you're moving toward education, it should reflect your expertise and your teaching intention. You're no longer marketing what you used to do. You're marketing what you're here to do in the future. Step 3, network into the mission, not the job posting. Most Encore career roles are filled through relationships. They're not filled through applications. Attend a nonprofit event, show up at a community meeting, volunteer for a committee or an advisory board. And when you show up, you're not there asking for a job. You're there because you actually care about the cause. That's important, and people will feel that. Now, step 4, use the platforms built for this. Encore.org, Idealist.org, AARP's job board, LinkedIn's social impact filter. These are real pipelines, real jobs posted by real organizations that are specifically looking for people with your background at every level. And one more thing. If the financial pressure is real now, if you genuinely can't take the time to make this transition thoughtfully, we've talked about bridge work before. Temporary work relieves that pressure and it gives you additional runway so that you can be intentional. That episode is linked here as well. Don't let panic push you into the wrong Encore. You've worked too long and too hard to rush this decision. I want to close with something, because there will be people in your life, maybe people that you love and respect, who see a move like this as a step down. Less money, different title, different world. And they might say out loud or just with a look, hey, isn't that a step backward? Let me be honest with you. Let them think that. Because they're going to be stuck on that ladder, climbing to the next rung, running on the hamster wheel of something that wasn't theirs to begin with. Meantime, you're going into something that actually matters. Work that changes someone's life. Work that you choose, that you chose. Work that every year of your career prepared you for, even though you weren't thinking about that in the moment. Those years, however many there were, they didn't exhaust your value. They actually built it. Think about what the younger generation in these sectors actually has. Energy, yes. Idealism, yes. But what do they not have that they cannot fake? It's what you have. Decades of knowing how things actually work, how to lead when things fall apart, how to hold a team together under pressure, how to navigate a bureaucracy without losing your mind, maybe once or twice, how to navigate the terrain. Youth runs fast, but age knows the terrain. And this, right now, this is your terrain. It's our time to rise. Here's what I'd like you to do this week. One thing only. Yes, I can never help myself with the homework. Go to encore.org. Spend a few minutes browsing the roles in a field that spoke to you today. Don't apply yet. Don't overthink it. Just take a peek. Have a look. Open the door and see what's behind the door. And when you're ready to talk through that transition, we're here in the community, in the comments, and in every episode of this series. If this episode opened up something inside of you, share it with someone who might need to hear it, because there are people in your circle that I'm sure are still asking the wrong question. This, today, is the right one. Youth runs fast, but age knows the terrain. I'll see you next time.